Namaskar everyone and welcome to Desi Talk. I will add my co-host Yashu real quick. Oh, great. Wow, seamless. I'm always surprised.
And I got my sparkles back.
Yay! Where was it hiding?
I don't know. It's so weird, but we got them back, and that's all that matters.
That's wonderful. I love it. So, Namaskar everyone. Welcome to Desi Talk. I am your host Srishti, Prabha, the managing editor at India Currents, and with me I have
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm in a new location. Okay, I'm sitting on a sofa. All right, we changing it up today. We wanted a little bit more variety. All right, it's your girl, Happy Yashu, coming to you guys here every Tuesday. Okay, every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. Pacific. Okay. We are here with Desi Talk talking about real conversations about being Desi. All right. That's what it's all about. And today we've got such an awesome episode featuring one of my close, good friends, and not to mention super talented artists. Are you excited for today, Srishti?
I am. So we're kind of veering into a new space. We've been talking about the classical arts, and now we're talking about more modernization of art and contemporary forms of it. So I love all art, so I'm very excited. I know that I'm going to learn a lot from our guests today, as I always do. There's always so much to learn. So I think everyone's going to get a little bit more insight into arts and Desi arts, but yeah, I just want to reflect for 2 seconds because you said we talk about all things Desi, but it's like we have covered a crazy variety of topics in like the year that we've been doing this. And so, it's not even just being Desi, it's like in all the facets, and I know I'm really excited also about our topic for next month, which we should just talk about later. But yeah, do you want to introduce our guest?
I would love to. I'm so pleased and honored and excited to introduce one of my good friends, Ashpreet Kaur. She is a fourth year PhD candidate in the School of Natural Resources and Environment at University of Florida. Her research is on environment, zero waste, okay, all of that great stuff. But in addition to all of that, okay, I told you this woman is very talented. In addition to all of that, my friend here is an amazing and super talented artist. Not only is she a Bhangra dancer, and you'll find out what Bhangra is. For those of you who may not know, you will find out tonight. But she is a Bhangra dancer originally from Punjab, India, the land of dance, as they say. And through her journey, she is a amazing and highly skilled and trained belly dancer and hip hop dancer. And that's kind of her journey from east to west. And of course, more recently, she has taken on the music world through her DJing, featuring amazing work of both Bollywood and a lot of Desi style of music, in addition to hip hop and all of the Western music scenes, I guess. So, with that being said, I'm so excited. I'm like, we're gonna have a super energy packed interview today, which I'm so looking forward to.
All right, let me add her on. I believe she's here. There we go.
Yes, Ashpreet, everybody. And for those of you who have been tapping in with us, we appreciate you so much. And we want you to continue following us. Check out India.currents and be up to date with everything we got going on. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey,
Hey, how are you guys?
Doing
good. How
great.
are
How are you?
you?
Good, good. Tired, but good.
Yeah,
Girl,
you
with
seem to be
everything
doing
you
the
do,
most. Yeah, that's what I was gonna
right? With
say.
how
So,
Gainesville, I miss the swamp.
Gainesville is very cold. Florida
oh,
is
it's
cold.
cold.
Very, very
Cold,
Unexpected. So tell us
cold,
about
Srishti.
yourself. Yeah, I mean, it's cold for me everywhere. So, I feel like it's cold. So yeah, Ashpreet, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey as a dancer and a musician, just to give people some context as to who you are?
Mhm. So, I have been dancing as long as I can remember. My mom told me that I was dancing on my first birthday. So I guess maybe I was dancing before that too, but I don't know. So I just love music and I love learning different dance forms. Um, and with music, I also wanted to be a RJ, DJ at some point in my life. I grew up listening to radio, and then I used to log into the RJ sessions where they would play Western music, and that's how I kind of got introduced into the Western music stuff. And also, Michael Jackson has been a biggest inspiration in my life, and he is the one who I like look forward to when I was dancing, and also like all the great stuff, all the music that he has put out there. And again, that's how I got more into Western music. Um, we only had a couple of channels growing up, like VH1 in India, where we could listen to Western music, or other thing was the radio. So yeah, these two things, I really want.
Oh, your first dance was, as young as 1 years old. What was the first kind of dance form you picked up? What was the first thing that you were exposed to?
I would say the traditional dance forms of our state, like Bhangra or Gidda, that is pretty much what
And
I
what is
kind of.
Gidda? Gidda is like the folk dance, right?
Yeah, Gidda is for the girls, and
Oh,
Bhangra it usually was done by guys, but now girls are doing that too. But Gidda is specifically for
Hmm.
girls.
So
interesting.
that's
That I,
interesting. I never knew that.
yeah, I'm sure a lot of people
Females,
didn't know that.
females taking over all the dance forms.
Right.
So is there,
So
what
can
is
you
like
tell
the
us some?
major difference between the two forms? Sorry.
There
That was
is.
my question. Could you tell
Oh,
us a little bit about the differences between Bhangra and Gidda?
Yeah, so both of them, if we go to the traditional times, people would sing, there will be a dhol, people would play the dhol, they would sing the lyrics and everything. But now it's more like musical, we have music playing. The difference is,
between Gidda
Bhangra
and
is,
Bhangra.
yeah, Bhangra
Hmm.
is more energetic and cardio like. It's like a lot of hand movements. You have to
Mm-hmm.
be jumping up and down the ground the whole time. So it's very energetic and definitely. Um, Gidda is more like feminine, and you like
Mm.
clap and more like feminine gestures. So usually like girls would get around like in olden times when they would sew and everything, or they would
Mm.
go to the swings in the open fields, they would just dance. So it's more feminine, and Bhangra is like more masculine.
Wow,
Interesting.
that is so interesting.
Hmm. So have
So
you incorporated I Yashu, we are off today.
I think there's a lag. I think there's a lag with the
Okay.
internet or something. Of course, Instagram never wants us to be great. So I think there's a lag and that's why. But go ahead, Srishti. We're going to do the
Sorry.
bounce off.
I know it's like I usually know when you're gonna say something, and right now I start talking and then you start talking, and I'm like, oh my God, we're asking a question at the exact same time. But I will let you ask the next question. So my question is, how have you incorporated Bhangra or Gitta into, because
Mhm.
I saw that you do belly dance. So have you kind of brought those elements into your belly dance? And do you feel, I'm sorry, this is a two-part question, because belly dance isn't necessarily like South Asian at all.
Yeah.
So, are you bringing South Asian elements, or are we now like, fusing two cultures? And how are you paying homage to like the actual form that
Yeah.
it's coming from? Yeah.
So I am a great advocate of fusion. I know a lot of people don't like fusion stuff, but I like fusion dances and I like fusion songs. What I have been doing is, of course, we do the traditional, the dance on the dhol and all, but I like to dance like bhangra on a Western song, which I think, will have those beats. And a lot of like dance groups in US do that too, just to, cater
Mm-hmm.
a lot of larger audience. So we have to kind of fuse something. So I like to like if it's bhangra, I'll prefer okay, maybe I'll take a Western song. For belly dancing, of course, it's foreign to, India. So if I'm doing belly dancing, I try to take an Indian song which I can belly dance to. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how I kind of fuse. I still do the traditional stuff, but also moving towards fusion.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to definitely talk about your transition from being a Bhangra and Gidda dancer to how you got interested in belly dancing, right? Like how you were even exposed to that, and and also the cultural
Oh
aspect of it,
yeah, so
because
different.
coming from a day, I know right now my mom would not approve my
Spicy.
outfit. Okay, I'm wearing a tank top and my mom would kill me.
Ooh
So I
yeah.
just kind of want to know, how, and we know the traditional kind of like attire for belly dancing. The belly is accentuated, and so I definitely want to kind of get into those cultural aspects of belly dance. Like, how did you get exposed, and then how did it feel? Like, how do your parents know? Like, how does that whole, yeah, how was that?
I would love to talk about that. So I think I've been grateful that my parents are very supportive of whatever I do. I've been born in a family where they have provided me the freedom to explore. So that has worked out in my favor. And I think the first time I was exposed to belly dancing is probably I was watching VH1 and maybe I saw Shakira. And and I was like, wow.
You mean
And
the
as I told
best?
you, I like learning different dance forms. And I was like, oh, I gotta try that. And I've been trying. I think it was 2009, if I remember it. So 2009, I think I got exposed to it. And ever since that, I've been practicing it myself. I didn't take any like professional classes for it. Um, so as I am growing up, my parents have always supported, and even some of the attire that I wear, my mom stitches it. She's a tailor,
Oh,
so she stitches my clothes.
that's so sweet.
So
That's
they
so
have been
sweet.
Wow.
they have been very supportive throughout my journey, and she's like, "Okay, you got to do something different. You are doing the
We
same
love
stuff,
to hear it. We
like."
love to hear it. Oh, that is so wonderful. So, okay, like my question is a little bit just like a fun one. What is your favorite like Indian song to belly dance to?
I mean, I recently did a video. I liked it. It is Zara Zara Mehkta Hai. That
Ooh.
is the song I belly dance on. But belly dancing is so like flexible that you can just do it on any song. So that's the one thing I like about it, that not only Western songs, you can do it on Middle Eastern, any language, any rhythm, it could be done on any kind of song. So
And you also, if I'm not mistaken, do like salsa and bachata, like you, right? And I think I've seen a couple of mixes where you've brought belly dancing with salsa
yes,
and
yes.
salsa with like with Bollywood music, right?
Yes, yes. I did bachata on a Bollywood music.
Ooh, the
And
aunties
it's
will be scandalized.
yeah, it's again called Latin fusion. So again, a lot of fusions. I love fusion. So
Yeah. So can we talk a little bit about the technicalities of belly dancing, right? And for those of you who are tapping in, we appreciate it. This is India Currents, all right? And we are here for Desi Talk featuring our amazing co-host, our amazing guest, Ashpreet, and our co-host up here, Srishti, and myself, Yashu. I see a lot of people coming in, and we love that. And I know for the past couple of weeks, we've been really talking about dance styles, and we've been talking about some of the technical things here. And I know that Ashpreet is very knowledgeable about Bhangra and Gidda, so I definitely want to touch on those again. But I also want to kind of introduce belly dance. So can you tell everyone like where belly dancing really originates from? I personally do not know. So I'd love to know, like, where does it originate from? And, what makes belly dancing so unique, or what is the signature of belly dancing?
Yeah, definitely. So I think first I would like to say this, that a lot of people see belly dancing as a sensual dance only. I mean, it is sensual, but it has a lot deeper meaning than that. So it was originated in Egypt, where people, ladies, they would belly dance, so that they can train their stomach muscles. And that will help them, when a lady's pregnant and she's in labor and she's about to give birth.
Oh.
When you do those movements, it helps you to give birth easily, and it's not that painful. So that's how it kind of came into being.
Can I just stop you for a second? Because I will say the movement of like this movement of the belly really reminds me of like some yoga breathing that you would
Yeah,
do. And you'll see like when someone does it correctly, their stomach will inflate and deflate like very
yes,
similarly to a
definitely.
belly dancer. So I'm
Hmm.
actually I'm not surprised, but I never put the two and two together that those are like actually probably the same movements, right? With
Yeah,
like similar health impacts. That's so
yes.
cool. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry, go on.
so belly dancing is healthy. But yeah, so that's how it came into being. And now it has, people have different ideas. I personally come across both the sides where people appreciate me, and then there are people who are like, and again, coming from Indian background, they're like, no, you should not be doing this on social media and stuff. But I mean, I like doing it. I enjoy doing it, so I still, continue. So going back to the technicality, that's how I came into being, and now there are different genres of belly dancing too. So we have Egyptian belly dancing style, we have Arabic. The most recent is tribal fusion. And again, I like it because it's fusion and it's more like snaky movements, and we do that on an upbeat Western song where it's more like trap and trance. There are a lot of
Would you be willing
drops.
to show us something?
Yes, sure.
Woo! Yeah, show us some like what is it? I want to see if you can what the difference between what you said was like Arabic and then
Yeah.
Egyptian.
Egyptian and then the tribal fusion. Yeah, the differences.
Okay, so let me get up. So
Wow,
Arabic
I'm
is
so excited.
Egyptian is more like straight. It's not flowy. So Egyptian is like tuck, 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 tuck. This is more like Egyptian. The basics that we know. The tribal fusion is more like you go snaky, 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 and then you drop all of a sudden. So
Oh.
that's more like tribal, more snaky and more fluid. Egyptian and Arabic is more like form. It's more formatic, like posture. So like
Oh.
posture. So yeah. Well, I hope that helped.
It did. I didn't know that.
Oh, wow. Okay, that
Wow,
was really
yeah.
cool. I don't think we had like a dance demonstration on our live thus far. We've had some, small things, but that was exciting. I learned, Yashu learned a fact. We should change the name of this podcast to Yashu learned a fact.
Bro, she's trying to cut me out of this podcast. She's just gonna learn a lot. No, that's amazing. I didn't know that either, so I'm really happy you demonstrated for us. So if you can, maybe, because Yashu talked about this, can you tell us a little bit more about Gita and Bhangra? And if you can even show us like some movements that would be very stereotypically Gita and stereotypically Bhangra, that would be
Sure.
awesome.
Okay, sure. So, again, I haven't taken any professional training, so there are some things I don't even know what people do, in the actual um, traditional stuff. So I don't even know some of the names of the movements, but I just know there's this movement, and I just, kind of copied it as I was growing up. So, do you want me to do it?
Yes.
If you can, I know.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, Ashpreet. I know I did not give you full warning that you would be
Yeah, I
performing
was
for
like,
us
maybe
today.
I would have
You
dressed
are welcome to
you.
say no also. No, you're dressed perfect. Like, if you want to do it, then yes. If not, if you can even just show hand movements, because I know like a lot of those dance forms have hand movements, but it's up to you what
Yeah,
you want to show us.
sure. Okay, I'll just Bhangra is more, upbeat. I might have to
Mhm.
get up for that, but uh, so as I told, it's more cardio based, and you're always off the ground. So it goes like one, two. So you're always bouncing off the ground. For Gidda, it's very lyrical. It's on what the ladies are saying. You kind of act it out, if they're talking about bangles, maybe, or they're talking about their hair. So they just create a step around it, and usually it ends like one, two, three, four, and that's how it kind of ends.
Ooh,
So Gita is more lyrical, yeah, and Bhangra is more like, okay, one, two. It's more rhythmic,
wow.
if that helps.
Interesting. Yes, yes. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you so much. That's awesome. And I would also encourage everyone to definitely check out Ashpreet's Instagram page because she puts a lot of great social media content. And I've got it pinned in the comments for you all, so you can definitely check out some of her fusion work, some of her videos. Do you see yourself maybe putting out some tutorials or like what's coming up with like Ashpreet and her social media presence?
I have always wanted to do like small tutorials of belly dancing and also the Latin dances. So hopefully in near future I will be, putting it up on Instagram and just doing little stuff.
All right. If
Yeah.
It's in
anybody's
my
finding this
weekend.
informative, follow Ashpreet for sure. So, Ashpreet, I know now we've covered a lot of your dance background. Is there anything extra you want to tell us that we didn't ask before we move on to your music?
Um, I would just say that, just keep dancing. It's a great therapy for me, at least it has been. Even if you don't know how to dance, just put a good music on and try to relax. And it's a great workout for your body too. At the end, you'll find your genre, you'll find your rhythm. So, like,
Love
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yes.
music and dance should be
So I
nice.
do gut tug pretty regularly, but I don't like to work out. Like I really hate working out. I don't want to go to the
Too.
gym. I don't want to do that. So I'm sharing this with you just because you said just dance. Because
Yeah.
I got that game on the Switch called Just Dance. And in the
Yeah.
morning I'll like play it. I'll play like I'll do like five. It's good cardio. I'll do like five like really hard songs, like the hard setting or extreme setting. I'll do like five of
Yeah.
them. I know Yashu's like, oh my god, but I straight up play the Switch to work out because I don't want to go to the gym. But I
Yeah.
love dancing, so I'm like, whatever makes And also I really like that I get to do all these different styles because Kathak is like really like heavy on the feet and the legs and like it's so specific and when I'm doing
Mhm.
it sometimes when it's like you're like doing a real intense dance form, you don't get to like sometimes you don't lose yourself in it because you're thinking so much
Yeah.
about like the technicality of it. So I
Yes.
really love what you said, which is like, just kind of losing yourself in the dance and like letting yourself just dance and not think about how you look or what you're doing. That's what I get from Just Dance. So everyone out there, I'm on Just Dance if you want to play.
That's great. That's
Plug
great.
yourself in there. You want to play?
Sorry.
Hit me up.
Yeah.
But and Ashpreet, just wrapping up the whole dance thing, because I guess today's episode I really wanted to just highlight how it's you went from west to east, like almost this like transition. Can you speak just a quick little like snippet about how you got introduced to hip hop and your expertise in hip hop dancing? And I know you're part of a lot of different organizations, and I think even like a hip hop team and whatnot. Like, can you kind of
Oh,
talk about that? And
all
has
right.
your Bhangra and belly dancing experience, has all of that knowledge kind of translated into your hip hop, dance style? Can you speak a little bit about that?
Hmm. So I think again pointing out to the fact that it was mostly when I got introduced to Michael Jackson, I got introduced to the music after that, and then I got introduced to the dance form. So I think probably around 2009, 8 is or even before. But yeah, around like 2009, 8 is when I like actively started dancing a lot. And I would watch a lot of YouTube videos. I followed a bunch of like US international choreographers and started copying those dances. I won't say I'm too good at hip hop, but okay, I'm there.
No, I
But
love that you're doing like a little bit of everything, because a lot of times, I mean, I'm really fixed on one a lot, so it's nice to hear that you're exploring all the different avenues and like bringing your voice to that. And
mhm.
I mean, bringing your voice is like really important because now, we're talking about the desi context of like all of it is that you have this,
Yeah.
you grew up for some time in Punjab, I'm assuming, because you were saying that you learned it, you were there, or am I off base? Is that wrong?
No, I was born and brought up there. I moved to the States in 2018.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you were like really exploring all these Western dance forms in
In
India, which
India,
I
yes.
which I think is really important because a lot of like what I've seen is like here generationally because we're far removed, we really hold on very tightly to like Indian culture, whereas like
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen my cousins in India really embracing like
Opposite.
contemporary and lyrical and hip hop, and here I am doing Kathak, so it's I think that speaks to the experience, right? You guys are trying,
Mhm.
you want to like, we're doing it for our cult, we're like doing it for the culture, and you guys are doing it to expand your knowledge because that
Yeah,
culture is already there. So
yes,
that
definitely.
it's good
I think
context.
that's what I also had in my mind that okay, like Git and all the other, traditional dance forms, I'll be able to learn it whenever I want. But these other dance forms, people don't have expertise in India per se. They're good. There are a lot of good dancers now, but when I was growing up, there were only a few who did. So I
Yeah.
really wanted to explore something different so that people can see, okay, this is a different dance form and Ashpreet does it. So people know me as a belly dancer now
That's
because
awesome.
that is different. That is something, people don't really do. So I wanted to stand out. I wanted to stand out of the crowd and also wanted to learn other stuff. So that's how I kind of
Branched
read
out.
everything. Yeah.
And that brings us to a great segue into the music part of things. So tell everybody about DJ Ashpreet, okay?
Yes.
Because trust me, I have danced to her music. Okay, we have turned it up to DJ Ash. Okay, so I want definitely people to know about your transition into the music world and why DJing. Like,
Yeah.
how did that happen? It was one thing that I was always so proud of you for.
Thank you, Yashu. I okay, so DJing is again when I was exploring music for my dancing, I also thought like, oh well, this song is really good and this can go with this dance style. I always wanted to create music. I haven't done that yet, but in near future I would want to create music. And I want to like merge different songs together and put it out there so that people can dance. And you can see on TikTok nowadays a lot of desi, DJs are, mixing it with the popular music and people enjoy that stuff. And I like dancing to it specifically. So I wanted to create a music where I can dance to and people can enjoy as well. And I just thought it's a cool thing to do as well. And not a lot of people in India get to pursue it. And while I was in India, I didn't have any resources to do it. I didn't have any knowledge or someone who can, someone in my contact who can tell me more about it. But when I moved to States, I saw there is, a huge club scene here. Everybody loves to go to clubbing, and then there are like bunch of DJs. And I was like, well, the DJ market is really good here. So I started contacting different people. I joined a club on campus at University of Florida. It's called DAC. It's Digital Audio Collective. I joined them. That was my first, like professional exposure. and they taught a bunch of stuff on how to mix music and all. And special thanks to the president of the club. His name is All Whack. He is like my guru, taught me how to DJ. So that's how I started. As of now, I have done 3 to 4 like paid gigs, and I play just for fun a couple of times.
Well, so
So
what's your music style? You gave us a lot of info into like how you got it, but but what are you making? What's your music?
I like basically hip hop and trap. That's what I like mixing, because that's what I like dancing when I belly dance. So I like trap music to belly dance onto and mixing the popular and the hip hop music with it. And then that's what my like genre is in DJing.
Where
But
can people
recently I
find your
have
music? Is it on SoundCloud or something?
not yet. No, I have been practicing and I need to collect more information before I can like actively
Mm,
produce and put out the music. I'm not there yet. Um, but right now I'm still, learning and trying to um, see how the crowd responds so I can, improvise or
yeah.
become a better DJ. So eventually I will want to put out my music somewhere and share with you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to say you also have done a great job like throwing in a little bit of like your ethnic, your ethnic Bhangra music or whatever. I'm not sure what the genre of Indian music it is or desi music, but I've also heard some of your mixes where you're throwing in little accents of that. Is that something which is important to you as a DJ to kind of give tribute back to your heritage?
Definitely, and not just specifically India. I want to be a DJ who knows something about all kind of music, because I think there's so much stuff out there and there's so much good music and so rich music that I wanted to bring onto my platform so that people can hear it. So I want to play a little bit of everything, and hopefully as I keep learning and growing I'll be able to mix better and
Mm-hmm.
present, give back to the people better. But right now I'm really playing almost every genre just to see, because even when you DJ there is different rhythm to every music, and the,
Yeah.
the BPM is different, so you gotta mix and match. So right now I'm trying to see, okay, what music goes well, what cultural music can be mixed well with which other culture. So to
Mm,
do that we
Mm-hmm.
need to learn a little bit about all kind of music. So I'm
Definitely.
at that point at the moment.
Yeah, it's a process. I mean, I'm glad we're hitting you at this point so that when you actually start putting out music, hopefully people can find it, you know? Because I think
Yeah.
like a lot of times when you talk to performers and artists, we see like the end finished product,
And
but we
result,
don't,
yeah.
but you don't really know what goes into it. We don't really know how long it takes to get there, but it takes
Mhm.
so long because you have to really find yourself and find your style and try all the different things to get
Yeah.
there. And especially as someone like all of us, like we're not exposed to it at the same level as
Mhm.
as immigrants as other people might be.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're doing that on the side while you're doing your PhD is insane because you're doing a lot. um but do you have like a mix that you've made that like I've asked you like what's like a mix you've made that you like and that you've danced to? Like what is a mix of trap and hip hop and whatever that you've really enjoyed making?
I haven't recorded it, but I played it at the group that I called you DSC. They have like an annual showcase at the end of the semester every year. So I played it at their show. I haven't recorded it, um, but I will definitely love to record it and maybe share it. So as of now, I don't have
No,
a
but what
mix.
is it? What are the songs that you put in it?
Oh, it was hip hop and trap mixed. So trap is more like the music I have is just the music, no lyrics. And I pick a hip hop song, probably the trending one. I take that and then I take the trap music and then I try to merge them.
Mm,
So it becomes not too hip hoppy, but it becomes hip hop trap. So, I mean, I don't know how to share it, but there are a bunch of music out there on YouTube. You can like search hip hop trap and then see,
I was asking yours
what kind of
specifically, like
difference.
your favorite one. But if you don't have one, that's different. I was like, did you have
No,
a top
I
favorite
don't
one?
have one, no.
Okay, cool. Actually, you have a question I know I've been asking a lot.
Oh, no, no, no. Like, this is great. I'm again just I want to take a minute to just say like how proud I am of Ashpreet for just like doing everything that she does. And I know that, our platform, and this is for everyone who's tapping in, right? Our platform, we have amazing guest speakers who come on, who talk to us. And a lot of times, we're celebrating their wins. But I think, when we get to do interviews with, for example, people like Ashpreet who are also winning, but sharing the journey of them winning, I think that that's so powerful, and to really just see that transition is so inspiring. I want to talk a little bit more about culture and how growing up, in Punjab, may or may, how that's kind of impacted your whole view of music. And I guess the reason I'm asking this is, do you plan to take back what you've learned and what you've cultivated here in the States back to Punjab? Like, do you have any dreams that you want to maybe have your own dance school or whatever? Because that's something you didn't have growing up. Like, can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So recently, in when COVID was going on, I decided to like teach belly dancing online, and it was a great response. I didn't want to charge a lot. It was more like, okay, I just want to do something with this and then see how people, react to it. Um, and the response was great. I had like 3, 4 people who were interested in learning it, and then I would give them one-on-one sessions. And that is the kind of like teaching I have done at the moment. Other than that, it's more like choreographing, like group dances. Um, but going back to Punjab, I would definitely want to continue DJing and dancing. It depends where I land up as a job, and if I'm in US or if I'm back in India. And I would definitely want to keep the side hustle as a dancer and a DJ. And then if it's not too much burden, I would love to continue, teaching dance also and
Oh
explore
my
that
God,
side of
you
it.
are an ambitious woman.
But
You want to
it's
do it
not
all.
it's a big radar. It's somewhere in the future, but I think as of now it's more like I want to learn at this point so that I can be a good mentor in the future.
Yes.
Amazing. Can you tell me like what your general feelings are? Like what do you want to accomplish with your dance and your music and not just like, at some point I'll do this thing, but I mean like what is it that you feel when you do it and what is it that you want people to feel when they see it from you? Like what are the things you're
Yeah.
trying to get out of it?
So for me, it's not for money or full time. Like I don't see myself being a full time DJ or full time dancer. It's more like doing this as a therapy for me. I like enjoying it for myself. And because I like it myself, I see that people like it too when I dance or when I, DJ. So it's more like just having fun, being around your friends and enjoying that
More
moment.
about spreading
Um,
joy.
my friends want sometimes for me to, like play on their birthdays. And I'm like, well, I like it. This is the kind of thing I like. Like, I don't want to make a business out of it, but I just love music. I just love dancing, and I want to, expose people to all these different musics too and dance styles too.
I love how open-minded you are and how just, what you had said earlier. Two things you said that really struck me, right? The first being, I want to explore all music styles, all dance styles, and get knowledge of them so I can merge them together and create new things. I thought that was so powerful. And the second thing, it actually takes me back to a Bruno Mars interview. Bruno Mars said he got into the whole music thing, and his whole intention behind creating music was, growing up, I used to love dancing with my family. and I wanted to create music that people could dance to with their family. And this kind of, this is definitely something that those vibes I'm definitely picking up from Ashpreet, where she says, I love dancing and I want to be able to bring that for other people, bring music and dance forms and styles that can really invite people to get up and get groovy, you know?
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
really about spreading joy, like I feel like every person we've talked to in even the classical arts is doing it because they find joy in it, and I think that that is why they do it, and then they try to like amplify it because they think that someone else might find joy from listening to it or doing it or whatever. So it's really nice to see that the through line of the arts and the through line of the music and dance is really just spreading joy. And I absolutely love that about, because I've been doing it my whole life too. That's like what I love. Um, Shreef, I don't know if I have too many more questions, but yes, you have any, or we can start closing out this
Yeah, I
really
was gonna
amazing
say, I
dialogue.
think this has just been so educational for us. I learned something. I don't know about you, Srishti,
I
but I
did.
definitely learned something
I learned
today.
two things. I learned two, at least two. Can I say one thing I learned was the thing about the belly dancing that in Egypt people do it for childbirth. I did not know that. I really love that I learned that there's so many health benefits. Hey, also all the health benefits to dancing, right? Like all forms.
Mhm.
Yashu, what's the one thing you learned? Is it the same one?
Oh, dang. I feel like I learned a lot today. First of all, Bhangra versus Gidda, did not even know that. That was super cool to learn about. But I also would say the different types of belly dancing. I didn't know that you had like belly dancing from, you know, Egypt, and then you have the Arabic, and then we have these fusion forms, which that was also really cool that I didn't know about. So, with that being
Amazing.
said, though, thank you so much, Ashpreet. Tell us what's coming up next. I want us to close off on a good note. When's your next performance or when's your next showcase? Tell us what's coming up for you, and when's your dissertation defense? Okay, because that's coming up too. Look at
Yeah,
all these
don't forget about
PhDs, Srishti.
so my next show, my DJ show is on Feb 26th at the Storm City.
Ooh,
They
something
wanted me to
about
music around cannabis and like how different genres kind of inculcate cannabis music in it. So that's like a little
Whoa.
homework for me to do because I
Is it
haven't really
cannabis
played
music
those
like
genres.
when you say cannabis music, is it that songs using the term like
Theme,
the
yeah,
theme of
maybe the
weed? Okay.
theme is cannabis, or they say the word cannabis or weed in it.
the Marodam.
Damn, I didn't
Right,
think of
that's
it
a
like
cool song.
that.
I would I'll add that song to my list. So that's a little homework for me at the moment that I need to do. And
Honey,
so
you're gonna have a great time. I mean, what's the classic holy song?
Judges Shiv Shankar.
No, the one that the Amitabh Bachchan song that they did again in Dawn or whatever. That one is like Bhang, right? So that's weed.
Isn't it Judges Shiv Shankar Kanta Lage Na Kankar? That
No,
song,
no,
no?
no, not that one. The one
No.
that's oh my God, now I'm like really blanking on who knows the name of the
Send,
song? Someone watching this must know the Amitabh
send
Bachchan
it
song.
to send it
Oh,
to me. I'll add it to my list if you remember it later.
I'm just gonna look it up while we talk because
So
I know the song is of the when it bothers you when you're like I know this song,
that
but there's
While
so
she does that research, go ahead and tell everyone where they can find you, how they can follow you. Give us all the details on that. And also, guys, just to let you know, my girl here is at. We got a comment here. DJ Ash, we need you for Akshay's wedding. Hashtag.
oh
Hey, listen, if I get married, DJ Ash at my wedding. Okay.
yes. Also, it's wrong
great.
person, obviously. So
Oh
you know.
yeah. Happy birthday,
Um.
yeah. Awesome.
So before we close out, we could do one fun question before you tell us all of the things about where to find you, what's going on, and your last thoughts. Um, when you said you started dancing when you were 1, because I would dance a lot as a kid. My mom told there's video recordings. I had this one song I would dance to like over and over and over, and I would perform it. Like I would just watch it, and then
Mhm.
I would just like do a whole choreography in my like from my head. So what was your song that you did this to? Because I'm sure there was one.
I'm not really sure about a specific song. I think it has always been, oh, I like this music, I'll just choreograph it. And then I got tired of the music, and then I'll just go to the next music and then choreograph that. So I don't think there is one specific song that I really like dancing to.
As like a baby, like you didn't have one. You were just like always interested in all of them, like
What
you are
I know,
now.
what I know is, like my mom told me that people would like come over and take me to their home, and I love eating sweet. I love sugar, and then they would give me sugar in exchange of a dance performance. So my mom was like, "Well, you were never home. I didn't even know where you were. People would just randomly take you away and you were dancing." So I think whatever they actually played, I would just dance. For me, it was more like, oh, dancing gave me
Yeah.
joy
Yashu,
rather
she's
than
been
just
like
sticking to
this.
stuff.
She's been
She been this
she
way. She was
everywhere.
born
Okay, with the
like this.
music. I had a
Yashu, you
song.
have to.
I had a
Yeah, what's
song
yours?
that was my song.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if this movie was in Hindi or whatever, but the movie with Aishwarya Rai, it's called Jeans.
I know
Okay,
the
and
one.
okay, do you know when they like are twins? They like turn in they do like the digital twin, and there's this dance that happens. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It was in Telugu, so the song was they'd be like taka 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 jun taka 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 jun taka 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 jun taka jun.
Oh, that's
That
so
was my
cute.
that was my song, and I swear I owned it. I choreographed on the spot, y'all.
I love that. Mine was Tu cheese badi hai mast, and I would do a different
Oh,
version of it every time. But that was my shit. Like it would come
Mm.
on like what is it like the TV Asia or whatever, because we didn't even have anything else back then on TV. So it was like that, and they would play that one song like every time, and I would just dance like a whole thing. So
for me also, just shout out that when you said TV, I just remembered this. You know, we used to have the first original like desi TV channels we would get is Doordarshan, and it would be on Saturday mornings, and
hmm
they would have Mahabharat, the BR Chop, like Mahabharat classic that would
Yeah.
come on TV. And so they would always have the songs come in. And I remember growing up, like, I would wait for the songs because then I would start going and then, like, start dancing to the songs from Mahabharat.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so close this out, DJ Ashpreet. Where can we find you? What can we look forward to? And do you have any last thoughts?
Sure. So you can find me on my Instagram channel, which is Ashpreet_767. I put a lot of my dance stuff there. I haven't put out my music yet, but this is where I'll be putting out my music too. And again, if anybody is in Gainesville, you are welcome to join the Feb 26th show at Swamp City. I'll be happy if I see some of you there.
You may
So
see me.
so that is what is something in my radar at the moment. Um, so
Awesome.
yeah,
Well, thank you so much, Ashpreet. Good luck with everything. Good luck for your PhD and your production on the 26th and just everything you got going on, sis, because you
Yes.
are doing it. Okay. You are doing it.
Good
yeah,
luck. Yes,
sure.
thank
Thank you
you.
so much and thanks for
Hey, people
inviting
want
me
you to come
to.
to California, so you
I
have a
know they're my
whole.
friends.
Oh,
They're teasing me.
I'm glad your friends tuned in because they're here for
Yeah,
you.
I
Except
didn't
for
expect them.
I don't know if you read their conversation because they're about to leave you for DJ Ganesh, and I was like, man,
I
that's
know.
rude. I was like,
They're
who are
planning
these
a whole ass
people?
wedding on this live.
I definitely
Like
read that.
throwing shade to DJ Ash over here, but like, Don't worry, you could be at my wedding if they blow you
Thank
off.
you.
All
Well,
right.
thank you
Well,
for inviting me. It has been a fun conversation. I loved it.
me too.
Yeah.
Thank you and good luck. Good luck with everything and see you next week, Yashu. Bye, guys.
Peace and love, everybody.